Welcome. My name is DJ Cruze, and this is my part 2 of my DJ 101. Today we're going to talk about DJ software, the old school way, Midi controllers, speakers, and headphones. So make sure you bring out your notepad and your pen, because you're going to take a lot of notes today. There's a lot of DJ softwares out there, but I'm only going to talk about 3. We're going to talk about Serato Scratch Live, Native Instruments Tractor, and Virtual DJ. Serato Scratch Live. Not only it may be one of the oldest DJ softwares out there, it may be one of the best DJ softwares in the industry. A lot of DJs like it because you can play in real life time. So for scratching and transitions, that's probably one of the best softwares you can use. But a lot of DJs are against it for the reason of that you can beat match and mix with having no headphones, and a lot of DJs are against that. Also, you need a special interface to use the software compared to other ones that you may not need it. It's all about preference when you come down to it, but depending on where you are in the world, it may be an industry standard or may be a second choice. Tractor not only offers you the same stuff as Serato, but they give you a little bit more perks. One of the perks is you can use the Midi controller or you could use the interface. Depending on your preference is what you're going to go with. Another good thing about this program is they offer you auto sync button. So once you press this button, it'll sync the songs for you. So all you have to do is move your fader from left to right or right to left, depending on where you are. The third thing about it is you can keep adding more gadgets. You can keep adding more MIDI controllers. You can keep adding more effects. It's almost infinite with this program. Well, that's what makes this thing so special. The downside to this program is though that is used mainly for EDM music. So if you want to play Latin music or hip hop music, you may have a little bit more of a problem than if you use Serato Scratch Live. Virtual DJ. Not only it offers you the same thing as Serato and Tractor, but it gives you the opportunity of playing with straight your laptop. Meaning you don't need a MIDI controller interface to play with this program. And it's probably one of the best ways to start if you have a low budget. Again, a good DJ is not the program you use, but how you use it. So I hope these 3 can help you choose which one is best for you. MIDI controllers could start anywhere from $60 all the way to $2,000. Depending on what you're looking for is what you're going to buy. A good thing about it is you already have the platter and mixer together, so you don't even have to buy piece for piece. Another good thing is when you buy this product, you get it with a case. So you can carry it on the go and essentially play anywhere, a home theater system or any system that carries RCAs. A bad thing about this is if you're trying to be a battle DJ, a scratch battle DJ, it may not be the best one because the faders were not designed to do that type of sensitivity. Another bad thing about the MIDI controllers is if something does break, it may be better of buying another product because the repair may be more money than what the actual thing is worth. So when you buy this stuff, make sure you buy it for the right reasons and not because it's affordable. Going the old school way. Back when I was growing up, I used to see DJs with 1 mixer and 2 platters. So I'm going to explain to you what to look for in the mixer and what to look for in the platters. Mixers. Buying a mixer is like buying a car. You're going to buy it based on how it looks and what it does for you. 2 things that I look for when I buy a mixer is its fader sensitivity and its outputs. Since I do a lot of scratching, I want to make sure my faders are sensitive enough where I can just tap it and get the sound that I'm looking for. If you buy a $100 mixer, it may get the job done, but it might take you longer to get that sound that you're looking for. So for me, I would rather spend the money up front instead of worrying about it later on. Again, it's what you're looking for, what you want to do. Since I do a lot of scratching, I want to make sure I get the best mixer I can find for the budget that I have. Now there's 2 types of platters. You can buy CDJs or you can buy turntables. The difference between both of them is how much money you want to spend. If you buy turntables, you have to buy the vinyls, the head shells, the cartridge, and the needles. Again, to upkeep the turntable is a lot more money than CDJs. And if you do buy turntables, make sure they're direct drive and not belt driven, because eventually the belts wear off and they snap and you have to pay to repair them. If you go with CDJs, all you have to worry about is your CDs never scratching, and you can be a little bit more harsh on them than a turntable. I strongly recommend starting with CDJs and work yourself to turntables because turntables are more expensive and they're harder to find, and they're very heavy for your back. Again, your style, your preference. Now there's two different types of speakers. There's a passive speaker and there's an active speaker. The difference between both of them is one self-powered and one needs power. The active speaker already has an amp in the speaker, so all you have to do is connect the cable from your speaker to your Midi controller or your mixer and you get sound. While on a passive speaker, you will need to buy an external device like an amp to power your passive speaker because it doesn't have power. If you have a private event, it will be easier to carry an active speaker than a passive speaker because there's less things to carry. On a side note, when you do buy speakers, make sure you try them at the store before you take them home. Because if you were to drop them, the store is not held responsible of your mistake. Again, you have to be careful with speakers. They're very sensitive. Many could take a beating and some of them are just too sensitive to take a beating. On a brighter note, I recommend you buying the biggest speaker you can find. Meaning, if you can only afford a 12-inch, save a couple $100 and buy the 15-inch because it gives you more headroom. And you put less strain on your speaker so there's less chances of that breaking. If you can, go with a 12-inch, but it's just a recommendation I will give from me to you because I've learned my lesson. The last topic of the video is headphones. Now I've been DJing for many years and I'm going to tell you one thing. There is not a difference between $100 headphones and $300 headphones. All the companies do is sell you their name and because of what they do. They say they isolate your sounds and that you have higher frequencies. Now I'm going to tell you this. Unless you have dog ears, you're not going to tell the difference. But when you buy headphones, make sure they're comfortable and they're light. Because most of the time, your headphones are either on your head or your neck and you don't want to be hunched over by the end of the night because you have 20-pound headphones. When you buy headphones, make sure that they're durable and you know what you're looking for. Most of these stores, they're going to try and sell you the highest because everyone else is buying them. It's all a preference, but I recommend you buying something that you like. For next video, we're going to talk about DJ branding, marketing, how to get hits on your website, and how to get bookings at clubs or private events. So make sure you go on djcruze.com for all my updates and follow me on Instagram, DJ Cruze, Twitter, DJ_Cruze. I'll see you then.